Hi, this is Dan here. I hope you're doing really well today. In this lesson, I've got a really good one for you. I've got 2 minor chords, and we're going to improvise over that. We're going to make up some exercises, some bass lines, some fills, some solos, and along the way, you're going to learn how to use some of these elements, triads, arpeggios. I've got a couple of scales, one of which you may not have heard, so stick around for that. So let's start off with that chord progression. We've got 2 minor chords, A minor to C sharp minor, and it's a very dark sound. I've been watching a lot of Stranger Things recently. I think that's where my mind was going there, for this sort of darkness. But it's this sort of sound. These chords don't belong to the same key, so what we have over the A minor is a melodic minor kind of sound. And then C sharp, we have the C sharp natural minor scale. Now we'll get there, but I'm going to start really, really simple with something that they both share, which is just a minor triad. So this is what we have. A, C, E. It's a good thing to practice, very good for technique here. I'm using first finger, little finger, third finger, and I know that's the root, that's the flat third, that's the fifth. To make sure you know these intervals. And on a 4-string bass, you have these zones. So there's like 2 strings there, the E and the A. And if we take the D and the G as another zone, I like to think about it in patterns. I can just move that across, just up 1 octave. So that's going 2 frets across, higher, and 2 strings down towards the floor. This is from the first finger, from the A. You can play exactly the same pattern. So there I'm just going first finger, little finger, third finger. And as my first finger finishes, that's on its way to the octave higher, 7th fret of the D string. So like this. I want everything to be synchronized. When you go to the C sharp on the 9th fret of the E string, you can do exactly the same move. Let's put the backing track on. I was playing around with the rhythm there. Let's do another thing there. Let's add in the second note. So A to B, basically where your third finger would be, adds a little bit more melodicism in there. I'm raking on the way down, which is just where you use 1 finger to pluck through the strings. This time, I want my shift with my first finger to be straight to the A string. And there, I'm improvising immediately here. I'm going sometimes up, sometimes down, skipping around some notes, but that's a nice pattern. So do the same thing here. You can download this backing track for free. Make sure you do, because it's when you play along to that you really hear the magic of what's going on here. Now I'm going to press play again, and this time I want to go back to even more basics, I guess. I want to play a bass line. So I'm going to just use roots, fifths, octaves mostly. I might put in the odd, that flat third. I might do that. Let's see what happens. I knew I wouldn't be able to resist that thing at the end. We have a C sharp, natural minor scale that fits over this chord. That's definitely a scale that you should know. From that, we can get a minor pentatonic scale. It's a really rootsy, very common sounding bass scale, and that's what I did there. That's what I was doing there. You can do blues as well. So that's going to work over that C sharp minor. Otherwise, in that bass line, I was keeping things very simple. Root 5 octave, then C sharp. There's a flat 7. Do make sure that you know what these intervals are. Those are intervals, and I know where they are underlying my fingers wherever I am. There's the C sharp. There's that flat 7. It's that minor pentatonic. And you can practice these scales in the kind of way I'm playing now. So what am I doing? I'm doing a little slide there. 2 slides, one up, one down. You know, just playing fragments of the scale and just doing alternate plucking there. Vibrato, just trying to bring everything to life a bit more just with the technique and with phrasing. Let me show you these scales that work over this, and we can now treat this as a bit of a scale exercise. So we've got an A melodic minor scale. You have a natural minor scale, you have a harmonic minor, and you have a melodic minor. So you have 3 different types of main minor scales, and this one just sounds really great. One scale you definitely should know is a major scale. And this is exactly the same, just flatten the 3rd. And you get a very interesting melodic minor scale. So always know your major and your natural minor scales, because a lot of the other scales are just the same with maybe 1, maybe 2 notes changed. So A melodic minor, which you could also play. You could play it like that, and then C sharp natural minor. Let's play that to the backing track. So you probably caught that the first time I just literally went up and then down. Then to the C sharp, natural minor. The second time, bring it to life a bit. Just phrases, holding on to some notes a bit, little bit of just phrasing. Now you're limited to where your technique's at with that. Okay, so when you hear me go, you know, if you can't do that yet, just take a little fragment of a scale, and over, you know, a few weeks, it'll probably take you that time. Slow things down. No metronome, no drum loop, just try to get it all together. Keep everything really nice and smooth. So we've treated the backing track a little bit as an exercise where we've taken, you know, maybe a triad, and we've just played a triad up and down, maybe added that second note in, played a scale up and down, then we played a bass line, which is actually sounding a bit like music. Now, just now that sounded a bit like a solo. Let's explore that idea a bit more. So there, I was using all of these music theory elements that I've talked to you about up to this point. I was using them all, but forgetting them because I've practiced this enough that I know where these shapes go. And then I was trying to craft it into something that sounded musical. And that's really, whether you're playing a bass line, a fill, or a solo, that's really what the end game is. So, you know, I need to know the scale going across one string. I'm on a C here, and I'm then about to go to a C sharp minor chord. So you have to be aware of the fact that the chord is changing, but also where you are on the fretboard. So that's knowing your notes. This is one really good example of why you need to know your notes, because it's going to sound wrong if you stay on that note. And I'm now on the C sharp. And that's now my C sharp natural minor shapes. Whether you know it in one octave like this, the next octave, that's especially good, learning a scale going across one string. That way you'll never be locked into just the one way that you know how to play a scale. You want to know it going that way on one string, you know, this way across strings, and this will be just something to practice each and every day. So that one's a lot of fun. I want you to download the backing track. There's also going to be a PDF of all these different shapes for you to just sit down and learn. And really it's just about trying to craft music and to try and make nice sounds that are going to make you sound good when you practice. It's musical, it's fun, you're learning a lot. That's the idea of these lessons anyway. And if you do like these lessons, please do like, share, subscribe to the channel. Any questions at all? Let me know. You know, if you like this kind of lesson where I'm giving you a PDF, a backing track, something to practice, you know, it might take you a while to get this, but that's fine. You can rewind the video, you can watch all this stuff again. If you do like this format, do let me know and I'll continue to make these kinds of videos. But thanks for watching this lesson and I'll see you next time.